Good morning once again, and welcome back to the quick and easy program in quick starts program in C programming. Today we are going to look at more functions. Last time we discussed the basics of functions, and today we are going to look at a bit of more advanced usage of functions. We are developing a Tic Tac Toe game, and the logic that we have chosen is something like this. We have discussed this logic before as well, and I'm just going to display this logic here on the screen. We have already implemented this, and this, and now we will proceed on and try to implement the input move. And we are going to use functions to implement the logic of input move, and in doing so we will be learning more about functions. If you look at this piece of code, this is a very simple piece of code. Integer, player, get, move. We talked about functions last time, and we said that every function has a name. So this piece of code has a tag, as it has a name, and the name of this function in this particular case is player get move. Last time we discussed that within this round parenthesis, whatever comes here is the input parameters. For this function too, we don't have any input parameters, and that is why it is void. But we do have a return parameter. We will return something. What does it mean? What is returning mean? Right now let's try to just keep it simple, and we'll come to that as well, what exactly returning means. And the return type over here is integer. So it will return some type of data, and the type of data it is going to return is going to be an integer. Now the first statement in this function is integer move. So we define an integer and we call it move. We can call it anything. We can call it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but we prefer to call it move so that it is more meaningful. Then we write on the screen enter a move, and we scan move. So basically we get an input, and that integer input is stored in move. Now this, whatever is stored in move, is returned. What does it mean exactly? It will become more clear when we look at the usage. Now this move is called the return value. So integer is the return type, and return value is move. So whatever the player enters will be returned. Now this is the usage that I have shown over here. It's very much similar to what we discussed last time. This is the declaration, the first part, and if you look at the second part, it is the usage. Now player get move returns an integer type, and we can store that return value in move by saying move is equal to player get move. So this function is going to return a value called move, and now that move integer value is going to be stored in MV. We can also name this as move, and it can be a similar name as well, and we'll discuss scope of variables as well in the next lectures. But right now it's sufficient to understand that player get move will return a value, and that value will be stored over here. And finally we have this implementation or the definition of the function.